says, find the sales tax of an item that costs $55 and has an 8.5% sales tax. Okay, remember that I taught you guys that part over whole or piece over whole, is over of was another one, equals percent over 100. Okay, my part here is find the sales tax, so we have to find it. That cost, now that's by whole, my original there, 55. My sales tax, 8.5 over 100. Cross multiply and solve. Because I have a ratio equal ratio, I can use cross multiplication. $100x equals 55 times 8.5. Plug that into your calculators. See, I'm going to do 55 times 8.5 first, because I can directly go to divide it by 100, and I get 4.68. D, my friends, D. No, 15. Gosh, I'm thinking way ahead here. Mike has 35 Blu-rays, so he equals 35s. This is 2/5, as many as Brian has. We don't know how many Brian has, so there's my x. 2/5 x. A, my friends. 16. If I add up all the angles of a triangle, what does it equal? Good. So I'm going to take angle A, x plus 3, plus angle B, 2x plus 7, plus angle C, 3x minus 4, set them equal to 180, solve for x. See, combine like terms. I get 6x plus 3 plus 7 is 10 minus 4 is plus 6. Subtract 6 from both sides. X equals 174. Divide both sides by 6. And I get x equals 17 divided by 6 is 2, 12, 54, 29. Is that my answer? Why? What's it asking for? Angle A, right? Plug it in. So A is x plus 3. X is 29. It would equal 32, which is B. 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 B, 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 B. 17. I'm going to use that is over of. equals percent over 100. Here's my is. 25. Where's my of? Oh, there it is. 150. What percent? We don't know. Over 100. Cross multiply and solve. So 25 times 100 is 2500 equals 150x. Divide both sides by 150. I would use your calculators. 16.7. Which is A. I smell food. No. I smell pie. Some kind of pie. Blueberry. Can they smell that potent? Can they? Yeah. All right. All right, so I've got negative 2x minus 10 is less than or equal to 1. What do I have to be careful with when I'm working with inequalities? That's right. If I multiply or divide by a negative number, I have to flip the sign. I got to solve for x. I'm going to add 10 to both sides. Quiet. Negative 2x. I added, so I'm not doing anything by multiplying and dividing yet. Bless you. Okay, going to divide by the coefficient negative 2. These cancel out. X is going to be greater than. I have to flip because I divided by a negative number. And 11/2, negative 11/2 is about, I don't know, 5.5. So if I go over here, first of all, it's greater than, so I know that my graph's going to go that way. So it's got to be either B or C. And if I look at these two graphs, it's a closed circle because of the line, so they're both closed circles. However, it doesn't have a negative 5. So I'm assuming that there's a typo or problem with the answer key. I'll just say that this is negative 5.5. C. The fastest time for ever taking a final is 3 minutes. The slowest time on record is 2:40, and I got a feeling we're going to have some students beat that. So there's my range between 3 and 2:40. So it has to be at greater than 3 minutes, but less than 2:40. Now, the question is, does it include 3 minutes and 2:40, or does it not include those numbers? Yes, it does. So the answer is C. Okay, 20. I have a ratio equal a ratio. So what do I have? That's right, a proportion. How do I solve proportions? That's right, cross multiply. 4 times the quantity A minus 8 equals 5 times the quantity A plus 6. You have some real issues going on in your life, don't you? Distribute the numbers in front of the quantities. I get 4A minus 32 equals 5A plus 30. Subtract 4A from both sides. Negative 32 equals A plus 30. Subtract 30 from both sides. Negative 62 equals A, which is D. #21. What do I know about vertical angles? They're equal to each other. So 6x minus 10 equals 5x plus 12. Solve for x. Okay, now this is another one of those. They want us to find which angle here. Yeah, ACE. Okay, what we're going to have to do is find the measurements of one of the angles they give us, right? So let's say I don't care, either ECD or ACB. Measure of angle ACB equals 6x minus 10, which equals 6 times 22 minus 10, which equals 6 times 22 is, let's see, 12, 132. So that equals 122. This angle equals 122. How much does ACE equal? What do I know about these two angles, ACE and ACB? Not congruent, not vertical. They're supplementary, they're linear. It's a linear pair, right? Yeah. So I know that they equal 180. I know that ACB equals 122. I've used up 122. So it's got to be 58 degrees, which is A. So that problem has, a couple of different concepts going on in it. Okay. Some problems you can eliminate some of the answers right off the bat. What do I know about and problems for inequalities? What do their graphs look like? Those are ORs. Okay? This is an OR. Ands are going to be those in between. So I can eliminate these right off the bat. Okay? So 6x plus 18 greater than or equal to negative 6, and 18 plus 4x less than or equal to 30. Now, I could even save myself some more work, right? These are the same graphs, except this is a negative 4, this is a negative 3. So if I just work with that negative number, find out what the negative is, I only have to do one side of this. So I'm going to subtract 18 from both sides. So I get 6x is greater than or equal to negative 24. And then I'm going to divide by 6. Now, it's okay to divide a negative number by a positive number. I don't have to flip the sign. It's only when I'm dividing by a negative number do I flip. So x is greater than or equal to negative 4. So what's my answer? C. Now, you can't do that for OR problems because there's a lot of exceptions for OR problems. Okay, generally, your OR problems look like this, right? But they can also overlap, so you got to be careful. They can overlap, or he's got his hood string tied to the desk and you're worried about a person standing at the door. They could double up the same way, in which they simplify to this. So you can't actually eliminate OR graphs. You've got to solve them. All right, so I have x is negative 1. So I got to look for negative 1. And my arrow's going that way, so it's going to be an open circle going that way. So it's not A. It could be B, could be C, definitely not D. Okay, my other arrow is going to have an open circle at 2 and go that way. This one doesn't have a circle. Well, this does have a circle, but it's not going that way, so it's not B. So it has to be C. And it is going that way. So some of these, you can use your test, they call these test-taking skills. All right? Use some common sense. $24. What's the easiest way to find slope if you have a graph? Count how I get from one point to the other. So I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to go up 4 to the right, 2, 3, going to the right. So it's a plus 3, 4/3. Number 25. It says find the slope of line BC. Well, here's the line BC. What's the slope of that line? 0. Definition of slope: rise over run, or the change of y over the change of x, up or down over left or right. So let's figure this out. Let's go from point to point. I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many do I go left to right? 0. Can I divide any number by 0? No. So it's undefined. (26). It says use the equation y equals 3x plus 4. Which of the ones is the following solution? Now remember, this is my x comma y. My x is my input. Whatever my input is, my y is dependent upon what that computes to. So A, there's no easy way to do this. You have to compute each one of these. My y is 11. Does 11 equal 3 times my x, which is 3, plus 4? Well, 3 times 3, 9, plus 4 is 13. This one doesn't work. Okay, B. Here's my y, 10. My x is 2, so 3 times 2 plus 4 is indeed 10. So this one works. Okay, number 27. Have a nice day. Have a nice weekend. A flower petal is released into the air for the first 4 inches. It goes straight down in a vertical line. What's the slope? Undefined, because we did this about 2 minutes ago. A vertical line has slope undefined. Number 28, don't worry about. Number 29, how do I find the slope through 2 points? That's right, use the slope formula. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So I have negative 3, this is my x1, y1, x2, y2. So I have negative 3 minus my y1, which is negative 4. All over my x2, 5 minus my x1 is 2. Negative 3 plus 4 is positive 1. 5 minus 2 is 3. B. Okay, we didn't do perpendicular slopes. And this is going to be a parallel. (32) Write the equation of a line with the slope 4 and y-intercept of 3. So my y-intercept is 3. My slope is 4. So y is going to equal my slope. Oh, slope is negative 4. Negative 4x plus 3. And if you look at all of these, none of them work. So I think there's a typo. I don't think that 6 is going to be there. (33), you don't have to worry about. 34. I have a ratio equals a ratio, so I have a proportion. How do I solve it? Cross multiply. 5 times the quantity x plus 2 equals 3 times x. Distribute and solve for x. 5x plus 10 equals 3x. Going to subtract 5x from both sides. So I get 10 equals negative 2x. Divide by negative 2. I get negative 5 equals x. D. The answer is D. 35 is another parallel slope problem we didn't do. 36. Choose the graph that shows x minus 2y equals 8. What do I have to do first here? That's right, solve for y. So I'm going to subtract x from both sides. Bring down my minus 2y. I'm going to